Hello, we are Cliff and Steph, and we live in Southern California, where it's very dry this time of year, and where you need to water the plants. And getting the system to work to water the plants sometimes can be a real challenge. Yeah, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm having to manually turn this irrigation on and off because for some reason it's not working automatically, and I haven't figured it out yet. So yeah, we'll be working on that. So took the top, that little cap off of that dripper, because every week or so it just gets plugged up, and I don't think this plant is getting enough water. Looks pretty peaked to me as compared to this other one. Look at that. Thing's crazy. That thing looks like it's about half thirsty. So I'll just give it a drink. Yeah, I feel a little bit like I'm back out on Grandpa Albert's farm, where I'm irrigating constantly because the automated system isn't configured just right. So here, I'll show you what I mean. So here I'm at the place where I have to turn the water on. And I turn it on like this. And I do that once a day for 15 minutes because it doesn't come on automatically, and I gotta fix that. Then I'll walk over here just to make sure it's working. And here, see, it's coming out great guns right there. And on this one right here, it's not coming out at all. Let's open that up a little bit. See those little things, those little caps on those, that little spike in the ground? It gets plugged up. And I'm going to take them caps off. It's giving me problems. Something got to my little bean plant last night. They ate the leaves off of it. That's interesting. That's a bean plant that didn't have any beans. Didn't produce any beans. But that's got to be about 7-month-old plant. Never did mount to much. So I took those caps off of the sprinklers, or the bubblers. And I'm going to go over here to the valves, and we'll turn those on and see what happens. Maybe we'll have water shooting sky high, huh? Here goes. There we go, the water's on. Now let's go over and see what happens. I hear the water coming through the lines. I don't know if you can see it or not. We got water shooting about 2 foot high there. Okay. Well, that was the wrong system. So let's just go over here. Take the rest of these caps on with this system. I gotta get underneath here. Oh, that's too low for an old man. Hold on. So I took the cap off of that. Looks like we got plenty of water there. Let's go over here and see if we can turn down the water pressure there a little bit. So here we are. My finger's out of the way. Let's turn this little hooky right here. Think that's about right? Well, I think we hit off. Let's turn it around a little more. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, well, looks like I turned it too much. There's no water coming out there now. Let's turn back on. Took the top, that little cap off of that dripper, because every week or so it just gets plugged up, and I don't think this plant is getting enough water. Looks pretty peaked to me, but compared to this other one, look at that. That thing's crazy. That thing looks like it's about half thirsty, so I'll just give it a drink. Yeah, I feel a little bit like I'm back out on Grandpa Albert's farm, where I'm irrigating constantly because the automated system isn't configured just right. So here, I'll show you what I mean. So here I'm at the place where I have to turn the water on. And turn it on like this. And I do that once a day for 15 minutes because it doesn't come on automatically, and I gotta fix that. Then I'll walk over here just to make sure it's working. And here, see, it's coming out great guns right there. And on this one right here, it's not coming out at all. Let's open that up a little bit. See those little things, those little caps on those, that little spike in the ground? It gets plugged up. And I'm going to take them caps off. It's giving me problems. Something got to my little bean plant last night. They ate the leaves off of it. That's interesting. That's a bean plant that didn't have any beans. Didn't produce any beans. But that's got to be about 7-month-old plant. Never did mount to much. So I took those caps off of the sprinklers, or the bubblers. And I'm going to go over here to the valves, and we'll turn those on and see what happens. Maybe we'll have water shooting sky high, huh? Here goes. There we go, the water's on. Now let's go over and see what happens. I hear the water coming through the lines. I don't know if you can see it or not, we got water shooting about 2 foot high there. Okay, well, that was the wrong system. So let's just go over here, take the rest of these caps on with this system. I gotta get underneath here. Oh, that's too low for an old man. Hold on. So I took the cap off of that. Looks like we got plenty of water there. Let's go over here and see if we can turn down the water pressure there a little bit. So here we are. My fingers out of the way. Let's turn this little hooky right here. Think that's about right? Well, I think we hit off. Let's turn it around a little more. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, well, looks like I turned it too much. There's no water coming out there now. Let's
There
turn
you
back
go.
on the... That seems about right. That'll run for a couple minutes each night. And hopefully that'll give us enough water.
Yeah, that's a little more than I wanted there. But that's okay. I can turn it down. There's a little valve down.
Down right there. So I can turn those valves.
I don't need water right there anyway. Okay. Well, it looks like you're getting a lot of water. Mucho water.
So let's look at it down a little bit.
That still looks like a lot of water.
Whoops, get my finger out of there. Okay, so we got it turned down quite a bit. That's only about a quarter of a turn. If I turn it down any more, the other plants aren't going to get wet. Won't have any water at all. They'll get thirsty and dry up and blow away. Some of them I wish they would. They can't do that.
So that's about the end of that. I think I got it figured out now where everything's going to get enough water. And that's kind of what we're shooting for. And I had the great idea when I come here that all the ends of those hoses need the little fittings on there. And boy, was I wrong. And I need to take those fittings off of there because the calcium in the water just calcifies on those little valves, and then the plants don't get any water. And before I know it, I got a plant in trouble. So we'll go with this for a while and see what happens.
Hey, I'm out this morning by the roses, and I wanted to check the soil. Did the sprinkler come on last night? So and yes, it did. See how that's wet. Soil's wet. Been struggling with learning how to adjust the timer, and at least for last night it worked.
Well, I was out working this morning, and I noticed that my bushes haven't been watered, and I couldn't figure out why. So I went ahead and turned them on manually. But man, I thought I had that all figured out, where I adjusted the timer thing and everything was going along good. But I noticed the plants looking a little wilty, and I went ahead and scratched the dirt a little bit, and it was dry. Man, I hate that. So this morning I'm going to give them a little drink of water. Here, I'll show you a little bit about the watering system here.
So here it's starting to get wet. This is spraying all over the place. It's right there. Yeah. I've got to do something. I got to fix that. That ain't right. Maybe I put those caps back on that I took off. Caps back on the drippers, that is. Here we go again. Show you this.
Yeah, that ain't good. So we'll just have to work on that until I get it right. One day I'm thinking that they're not working. I'm talking about those little caps on top of that dripper system, and then the next day I wish they were back on. Don't know what to do. Well, it's not like I got experience in probably find somebody in the dripper system or the landscaping system and ask for some help. Look at that mountain behind me. I like that view.
Okay, I'm in a closet and way low to the ground, like on my hands and knees, because that's where some stupid idiot put the control to the irrigation sprinkler system, which is right here, and it runs real good for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then it turns off. So I'm down here trying to figure out what's wrong with this That's station 1. So we got one station. We got program A and B. As far as I know. That's what it worked last time. So let's go. How often? Okay, A is every day of the week. We got it every one day. It goes on. Okay, let's go. Enter. Program B. Interval every one day. That's what we want. So why isn't it working? Oh no. What happened here? Don't you just love it? So I'm choosing every day. Well, obviously this thing's winning. So I'll let you know when I figure it out.
Well, it's the next morning since trying to figure out what's wrong with the timer on the irrigation system. And I was going to get up last night at 8 o'clock to figure it out. Or not to figure it out, but to check. So I'm standing right here and it looks wet. Here, hold on, I'll show you.
So it got water. Everything's got water. Let's go over and look at the roses. See if they got water, because that's on the other system. I got system A and B. And let's go up here and take a look. Yep. Now they got wet. Got plenty wet last night. Okay, well, so far it's working right now. I don't know how long it's going to be until the system fails again. Well, everything is good this morning, so we're happy about that. You got to do something right once in a while, even if it's by accident. So I think I'll go make Stephanie some breakfast. It's about time. Well, I'm back at this irrigation system again, and I just feel like I need to put the caps back on the little sprinkler thing you do. I have no idea what you call them. So off again, on again. Here I go. Look at that. Put on my. Can you see that? Oh yeah. Put some knee pads on so that I don't crush my knees on this gravel. So anyway, I'm gonna put the caps back on, see how I like that. I'll show you. Here's another one. This underneath this bougainvillea plant, which I would just as soon it died. There you go. That looks about right. So it grows like the weed that it is. I'll take the caps off and put them back on, and take them off and put them back on. So right now I went and put some of the caps back on. I don't seem to have enough caps. I lost some caps, and they're not going back on the way they come off. So something has changed. So we'll have to see how they work and go from there. So might have been a good idea to ask a specialist on how that all works. But I don't know of a specialist, and then I don't have time to chase one down, so I'm just going to do what I want to do anyway. So that's the way we do things around here. That's the way we roll. I probably still got some more learning to do on the irrigation system here, but we'll learn as we go, and it's better than it was, and it'll probably be better in the future as soon as I get it fine-tuned. But anyway, I got it basically under control. We're just fine-tuning it.
So at this point in time, I'm going to end the video and get it uploaded. And I don't know what I'm going to call it I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Maybe the saga of the bougainvilleas. I don't know. The saga of the irrigation system. That sounds dumb. I'll think of something. Anyway, we got the plants are all living. Some of them look pretty scroungy. The roses look bad. I don't know why. They grow like crazy now. They're all turning yellow. I put some rose fertilizer on them, and that doesn't seem to be helping. So, as far as I'm concerned, they could just die. But I'll replace it with a desert plant that is more compatible to this area, and not so high maintenance, not so likely to die or hard to take care of. So anyway, look at this view out here. I'll show you. This is what was catching my eye. I was just sidetracked. Can you hear those birds? I don't know what kind of birds they are. They're target practice birds. That's what they are. Like that. Something about that stupid mountain that has a lot of eye appeal. Or if not eye appeal, it has something. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like looking at it. So, nice place, nice view. I really enjoy the spot.